Holy City Center Radio is episode 135, and I am your host, Christian Sanger. Today is Wednesday, June 14th, 2023. Big news nationally, of course. We're going to start there. Not going to mess around. No other updates. It's all news, so let's get into it. Former President Donald Trump entered a federal courthouse in Miami on Tuesday and pleaded not guilty to 37 federal charges that he is facing for allegedly mishandling classified documents and refusing to turn them over to the federal government. Trump's lawyer, Todd Blanche, said in court that, quote, "we most certainly enter a plea of not guilty," end quote. As I mentioned, the former president, who is running for president again and is the front runner for the Republicans, is facing 37 felony charges, 31 of them violations of the Espionage Act, regarding his alleged willful and unlawful retention of classified government documents following the end of his term as president. Also with Trump, I should say, was his aide, Walt Nada, who also appeared before the magistrate judge on Tuesday. He is accused of lying to investigators and working with the former president to conceal boxes holding classified documents from the FBI and federal prosecutors. So as we're recording, this is still going on, so there may be some developments. A few things I can tell you. Just like his last indictment, which was in New York, a mugshot of Trump was not taken during the booking because, of course, he is the former president and they get special privileges, apparently, although this is the first time we've been in this situation with a former president on the federal crime level. Prosecutors also told the judge they did not believe that Trump was a flight risk. So, there's not a lot to talk about. There may be some other updates after recording is done, but that's where we stand right now. Obviously, huge news, something we've never faced in this country before. Again, it's somewhat similar because he was indicted in New York, but that was for a case that, as you know, went to trial, and it was a civil case versus a criminal case. So that's what makes this one different. This is a federal criminal case and not civil. So we'll see what happens as far as when this goes to trial and all that. Still tons of stuff to work out. But today officially was the day that Donald Trump was down in Miami. He was arrested and pled not guilty to all the charges. And of course, as if you are all waiting for national news from me, I will be sure to update you all as there are relevant updates. Obviously, national news will have this covered, and I'm sure you're all well aware of it. So I won't spend a ton of time talking about the trial whenever it comes up, if it does, and all that, but just basic updates like that one today. So as I mentioned on a previous podcast, when it comes to Trump, everything is pretty unprecedented, and this was yet another example of that, as we see a former president arrested and charged with multiple felony counts. And again, just unprecedented. All right, enough of that. Let's get to some Charleston news. On Monday, Charleston's Mayor John Tecklenburg gave an update on when the city might have a new police chief. The position, of course, has been open since former Chief Luther Reynolds passed away last month after a multi-year battle with cancer. During a public safety committee meeting on Monday, officials said they should have an agreement with the Police Executive Research Forum done by the end of the week. That research forum was actually used to hire Reynolds, so they'll be working with them again. The mayor has indicated that internal candidates would also be considered for the position, and he said that he hopes to have a new police chief hired by October. If you're wondering, in the meantime, the department has been run by 3 deputy chiefs. From the police department to the fire department, a solemn day in Charleston's history is coming up. Unfortunately, we have 2 solemn days coming up, but the one we're referencing this time involves the Charleston 9. The Charleston Fire Department will hold a remembrance ceremony on Sunday in honor of the Charleston 9, who, if you don't know, are the 9 firefighters who died in a large fire at a furniture store back on June 18th, 2007. The service will begin at 7 p.m. at the Charleston 9 Memorial Park, which is in West Ashley at 1807 Savannah Highway. That is where that furniture store used to be located. Members of the fire service and community are welcome to attend. However, according to the fire department, priority, of course, will be given to families of the 9 fallen firefighters and past members of the department. If you're unable to attend, you can still watch live on the Charleston Fire Department's Facebook page. A pilot program that was used to help combat underage drinking in downtown Charleston will soon end, and police and business owners, for the most part, are calling it a success. Over 30 late night businesses that serve alcohol took part in the city's 6-month pilot program with a company called IntelliCheck. They've created a program that scans for fake IDs. City Council and other local organizations partnered in November to fund the program with IntelliCheck. And since the program launched in December, the city is reporting that they've had over 100,000 scans with what they call a 3% failure rate. The failure rate just means an ID was determined to be fake or expired. That means if you're looking at those numbers, about 3,400 IDs were either false or expired. Business owners, in this piece, by the way, these details are coming from Live 5 News. They spoke to a few business owners, and they seem to like the fact that this program can detect a fake ID in seconds, and then it kind of takes out that human error element. Oh, yeah, I think this is right. I'm not too sure. This is a little bit more reliable. It's also another layer of security for these businesses and to help them combat underage drinking. Of course, if they were found to be serving underage patrons, businesses could be in trouble and lose their liquor licenses. So this is just another way to try to combat any mistakes, where someone at the door may, whether it's willfully or not, let someone go with an ID that is fake. So it seems that business owners are fairly happy with the program. We'll see if it continues. And of course, as always, I will give you updates on if that program does indeed get extended. If you're looking to help out here in the Charleston community, the Charleston Animal Society has that opportunity for you. They continue to be bringing in a lot of large dogs for whatever reason. And so they've created a new strategy to help save the lives of these more adult animals. A lot of people, when they're looking for a new pet, they go with the babies. They want a puppy, they want a kitty. They might not want an animal that's a few years old. Sometimes folks don't even want an animal that's a year or two old. And a lot of times these animals then stay around the shelter. So what they're doing is offering you a chance to earn some money by fostering some of these adult dogs. All right, so how the program works, you would foster a dog, and there's training programs and things that you go through with the Animal Society. So, you're not just going in blindly. But if you do end up fostering a large adult dog and a home is found for it within 30 days, you will receive $150 as soon as the pet goes home. So if you take home the dog and a week later someone wants to adopt it, $150 for you. If 30 days passes and you're not able to find the dog a home, or the Animal Society, I guess more appropriately, is not able to find them a home, you will still receive the $150. Difference between the two, of course, is you get it as soon as the dog is adopted versus waiting the full 30 days. And again, Charleston Animal Society provides foster families with training. They also give you supplies, including things like crates, bowls, and food, so you're not responsible for any of those things. And the Animal Society also covers 100% of veterinary care while animals are in foster homes. So there really isn't a ton that's required of you besides your time, of course, and just making sure you're taking care of the a pet appropriately. But yeah, basically all expenses are taken care of. Plus, you could earn that $150, whether it's after 30 days or once the dog has been adopted. There's a link in the show notes that will lead you to somewhere where you can get some more information if you're interested. And the Animal Society, did say that if you just can't foster for whatever reason, there's many ways you can help, whether it's donating money, food, or other supplies to the Animal Society, or just spreading the word about this program. Or if you see any posts by them and sharing, when there's, especially again when it comes to adult dogs, since they have a little bit harder time getting adopted, maybe sharing them with your network or groups and what have you. So many ways to help, even if you can't foster. That'll do it for this edition of Holy City Center Radio. Thank you so much for listening. I really, really appreciate it. Not that long of an episode today, so hope you can just get out there and get on with your day now that you know what's going on in the city and beyond. And of course, next episode, as usual, will be on Friday. Any updates, whether it's with the indictment of Donald Trump or any of these local stories or whatever may come up, I'll be back on Friday, and can't wait to be right back in your ears, giving you all the news that's happening around the city. I need to thank Cole Collins with LMC Sound System for producing each and every episode of Holy City Center Radio, and also Tyler Boone, whose music you hear in each episode. If you'd like to help out the podcast, you can go to holycitycenter.com/shop to pick up some merchandise, or go to patreon.com/holycitycenter to sign up for one of those tiers. Another great way to help is to like, subscribe, rate, review this podcast. Whatever you can do on the streaming platform you're listening on, please do so. It's a great help to me, and I greatly appreciate it. And if not, that's okay. I'm so happy that you're listening and continue to check in and see what's going on in Holy City Center land. So until Friday, I hope you have a great rest of your week. Let's wrap it up. Let's have a good one. And until then, good night and good luck.